Hello Frankie, this is my presentation for the advertisement production task 1. So an introduction to advertisements. Advertising is a way of calling public attention to one's product, service or need, especially by paid announcements in newspapers, magazines, over radio or television and on billboards. Advertising campaigns is a series of advertisements that all share a single theme and idea, for example the Go Compare ads. What techniques do advertisers use on audiences and consumers? So a bandwagon uses the argument that a person should believe or do something because everyone else does. This persuades the customer to buy in as they want to fit in with society. The bait and switch is a dishonest tactic in which a salesperson lures customers into buying a product with the hope of a bargain but ends up buying the better model or add-ons. Emotional appeals makes viewers feel certain emotions such as excitement, sadness or fear. This makes the audience transfer that feeling to the product. What are they trying to persuade them to do? The goal of most advertisements is that the companies want the consumer to buy into their idea. Nike pays Tiger Woods to endorse them because Nike sells golf equipment and clothing, and they know if a customer sees Tiger Woods using their products, they will think they need to use it to become as good as him. Or for example, Sprite Zero is 100% sugar free. This would appeal to people trying to lose weight or people wanting to watch their sugar levels. So why is regulation necessary for TV advertisements? In a nutshell, they are regulated to protect the customer. The two main regulators are the ASA and the BCAP. They look at all advertisements and to see if they are okay to show or not. There is also a complaint section where the general public can complain about an advertisement they see. The regulators will then process this and see if it should be taken down or not. There are strict regulations on showing advertisements, including phone tariffs, loans, and for kids. The code does not prohibit targeting advertisement to children, but it does expect that advertisers consider their audience carefully. Broadly, the code states that marketing communications addressed to or targeting children must not exploit their loyalty, vulnerability, or lack of experience. Similarly, advertisers have been caught out for presenting games and toys in ways that confuse younger children between the reality of the products and abilities and imaginative play. Advertisers should remember that children aren't always able to distinguish between real-life situations and fantasy and must avoid causing confusion. Road safety, usually these advertisements would be on after the watershed, which helps protect children and what they see on TV. Ofcom, they make sure people get the best from their broadband, home phone and mobile services, as well as keeping an eye on TV and radio. They also oversee the Universal Postal Service, which means Royal Mail must deliver and collect letters 6 days a week and parcels 5 days a week at the affordable and uniform price throughout the UK. They look after the airwaves used by wireless devices and cordless phones, walkie-talkies and even some car keys and doorbells. They also help to make sure people don't get scammed and protected from bad practices. This is particularly important for vulnerable or old people. How advertising agencies and clients consider audiences when embarking on an advertising campaign. So the audience, these are the people who are going to see the advertisement. It is important for companies to research their target audience as advertising is not cheap. They consider audiences on their products. If it's for an older man, they will be focusing on advertising after a program with a mainly male-oriented audience. They also need to consider where they live and if they have a local store and or don't sell online, they need to advertise locally, not halfway across the country. Here's the first of my 4 videos I've looked at. The first one I've chosen is the KFC Blazing Boxmaster. So the title of this one, the KFC has used alliteration in the title as this gives it an artistic flair to do it. As the audience, you're thinking about the staff making it perfectly for you, like a piece of art. This also makes it more appealing, entertaining, and furthermore tries to make it sound very hot. The structure of this advertisement is that it follows the ingredients which go into the wrap. It shows the viewer how fresh and colourful they are. They use fire at the very start and also words like hot and fiery to get across that it is spicy, hot, and also delicious. They want to make people think that when they eat this it will be spicy but also taste good. They don't want you to be thinking about how unhealthy it is. The audience they are trying to target is younger people in the C2, D and E categories, as they are the people most likely to eat in places like KFC. Also, I don't think they're trying to target Pacific gender, as it can apply to both. They also want the target audience who like spicy food. There must be a demand for it, or the product wouldn't have been released. I like this ad as it is persuasive, and the language used in it is good and well thought of, and also the graphics are clear, and as you get to see exactly what goes into it. For the second one, I've chosen the Hamlet cigarettes. We see in the ad that the guy is a sculptor sculpting a person. Then there is a fade transition, and then allows us to see the completed sculpture. He then goes on to add some final touches, which makes the arm fall off. We see the sad and angry expression on his face as it falls off. Then he proceeds to pull out a packet of Hamlet cigarettes, which ultimately calms him down and makes him forget all his problems. The audience, the target audience for this advertisement is middle-aged men, as we can see one in the advertisement. There's more middle-aged men smoking than women, so they do have a bigger audience to target when advertising. This should mean more sales. I dislike this advertisement as I'm not a smoker myself, and it's not appealing to me, and I wouldn't know the calming effect of a cigarette gives you. Though having said that, the advertisement gets the point across, and I'm sure it would make a smoker try them. And for the third one is the Barclays Banking. In this advertisement, we see a middle-aged man about 40 years old with his savings represented in the form of a bird. The bird flies away, which is when he puts his money in the Barclays Bank, and then they work their magic. As long as your money stays in the bank, you get a good return, which shows with the bird ends up flying back with more birds. The audience, we see a middle-aged man in this advertisement, but I believe this can be targeted to both men and women around the same age. And I think most people would have a bank account and some sort of savings that they put away, and Barclays is trying to get them to put their money in their bank. I like this advertisement as it is creative, using birds as money, and makes it easy to understand. It also includes a voiceover which narrates the advertisement, which helps the viewer know what's happening. And for the fourth one, England World Cup. In this advertisement, we say England merchandise. In this advertisement, we say England merchandise you get if you buy the Daily Mail newspaper. It shows you the different items and also the newspaper. It also has a Sainsbury's logo, which shows the viewer where to get the newspaper. I think the intended audience for these items is mainly younger boys, but the target audience for the Daily Mail are the parents, as they are the ones who would be interested in the content. Also, they would have to buy it for their kids, and it has the supporters kit. This is also aimed at people in the UK, and more specifically England, as that's their team they will be supporting. I like this as I enjoy football, and it is interesting to see how it was advertised a few years back. I wouldn't buy the newspaper if I were to come out today, but I can see why younger kids would be interested in it. That's the end of my screencast. Thanks very much for listening.